Dear friends, in this video we will talk about spatialization. Here I have a study, a piece where I expressed some ideas on spatialization, reverberation, etc. This is a part of the piece. Etc. You can hear that there are some synthesizer, some apparillos used with some changed presets, and I used also a big reverberation added on the apparillo units. For example, here you have the synthesizer, which is apparillo. Here in the insert effects, I added a Studio EQ and two Roomworks SE, which are reverbs by Cubasis, with the long tail of reverberation 20 seconds, 20 and more 20 seconds of reverberation with different diffusion profile, which is this a spectral form of the diffusion of the reverb. And also I used a Studio EQ to shape, to sculpt the spectra here, and here you can find that you can sculpt by ear with trial and error, choosing the form of the equalizer, and thinking, for example, to landscapes, and to images in your mind, etc. And you can find the right color, the right shape, spectral shape for you. I was talking about spatialization because reverberation brings the sound behind as a background. No? Without the reverberation, the sound goes deep in the mix. Then if you don't use reverberation, nor in the synthesizer, and you don't use it in the plugins, you have the sound in your face. Okay, without reverberation in your face, with reverberation in the background, goes in the deep in the background. After talking about this, I'd like to talk to you about two plugins. One is, we can recall it here. I usually use it after all the processings. Is called binaural location, and it can use an orbit of sound. Here you can choose the speed of the orbital sound, and the orbit turns around the stereo shape with the two stereo channels that rotate, and you can also with the automations automate in the time the position of the orbit and change it during the playback. This is very important because you can learn to travel around the sound between the left and right around your head, especially if you listen with the headphones. This is very you can appreciate this feature. This is binaural location, and also you have another plugin very important for iOS for spatialization. I use it especially sometimes in the I usually use it in the master track at the end. It's called Spatializer. You can find it and you can see what happens in practice. In practice, you have the amount of the effect, the spectral material is divided into the three-dimensional space with, I guess, an FFT analysis resynthesis, and you have all the frequency bins that are the frequencies are diffused around the space in three-dimensional manner. You can have also, for example, different shapes. There is a directional, there is a this is a random amount of space, the spatialization, random shapes. Here you have a circular one, the radial, you have the front back, and you have the front back LR, left right, with different diffusion. You can also choose the time scale, which is relative to the spectral envelope or time envelope of the sounds. You can choose this parameter by year. You have the decay because it works like a bit of a reverb. No? You have also an equalizer with low presence and high frequencies, and you can add a bit of color with this kind of feature of the spatialization, dimensional spatialization. In the other video we will talk about left and right. Salute from Giorgio Bianchi.